Good morning, Flosstube. I am Tamara. I am PD Stitcher here on YouTube and over on Instagram. Today is Sunday, May 8th. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning here, so should be getting more light coming in behind me as this goes on this morning. Welcome. If you are new here, welcome. This is a channel about cross stitch, so if that's something that interests you, stick around, see if you see anything you like. If you are returning, welcome back. Thank you. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your interactions, your friendships. I do appreciate every single one of you. What do we have today? And I'm going to try and not say as much as I have so far. We have some whips. We have some finishes. We have a new start. There's some haul, some stitchy kindness. And if you hear the little snorting, that's my stitchy friend hanging out beside me. I introduced him, I believe, last week or last video. And then at the end, I'll share some life stuff. We've had quite a lot going on in the last 2 weeks since I filmed the last Flosstube. So let's get started with some finishes. I have two. The first one, I finished Sheila Sheep from Brooke's Books Publishing. This is one of the Advent animals. She is on 32 count, picture this plus sterling. As you can see, I'm not doing the numbers. I'm doing all the Advent animals separately to make into ornaments. So I'm not making them into an Advent calendar, so I'm not doing the numbers. And for this one, I didn't feel like she needed snowflakes. I just felt like that kind of looked a little out of place. She is one stitch too wide because I can't count. But I think it just makes her extra fluffy. So it didn't affect anything. It did affect the chair a little bit. I should have probably taken the chair out, the back out one more stitch. But the rest of it, I think, looks fine. And you can't see the chair really over here either. So I think it just looks like she's covering up most of the back of the chair anyway. So that is finish number one. And my other one, which I'm so excited about, I've now finished 11 of the 12 months of the Cricut Collection months. So I finished November. Oh, I love their words, the Cricut Collection words, because I love how they have so many details in each letter. I love the caret in the V and the covered bridge in the E. These trees were fun. They used several variegated flosses in the trees. I like how I tried to make it not stripy, where the roof I thought looked better stripy, so I did do that stripy, and then in the trees I tried to make it a little bit more, I guess, random. And I love that little turkey. I even did the little French knots. One eye is bigger than the other. I'm okay with that. And it's done. It's even ironed, if you can tell. I even pressed it. So, I'm getting pushed over by the dog, who is, I don't know what. What are you doing, son? Could you stop? Thank you. His name is Buster. If you are new here, he is, according to our vet, he is a Heinz 57. He is not any one particular breed. He is a multi-breed, but he's got some pit bull, some hound, some, probably German Shepherd. He's about as big as he's going to get. He's about 40 pounds right now. And this is the biggest dog I've ever had, and I never thought I would want a big dog, but he is great. The only thing is he likes to, because this is where I sit and stitch, and he lays on the couch down here. And he doesn't like to not have my attention, so when I'm stitching, he'll put his paw out on me. And I have old lady arms. The skin on my arms is very thin, so every time he puts his paw on me, it makes little marks. So I look like I've been fighting someone, but it's just the dog trying to get my attention. So those are my two finishes. I have a new start. My friend Dena over at Half Stitch Cross Stitch is doing, her version of Mania this year is to do a new start every Monday. Well, I am in no new starts 2022, so I can't really do a new start every Monday. I did have some empty spaces in my list because I'm doing 22 and 22, so I have spaces for 22 projects. And I apologize, that was one of my children texting me Happy Mother's Day. She is the one who's already moved out and is on her own, so I'm hoping she'll come by this afternoon, but we'll see. Okay, where was I? Dena is doing 5 starts, one on each Monday of May. There are 5 Mondays, and I don't have 5 empty spaces in my 22 and 22, but I did have one that because I finished some other things, I could substitute something in. So I'm doing one new start, but I'm going to work on it every Monday. So I am doing the French Kitchen series, and I am so sorry. I should have taken this out earlier so it didn't glare. I'm starting with Blueberry and Thyme. Myrtille, Thym, I'm not really sure. I did take French in college. That was eons ago, so I'm not sure I could do it again. This is a collaboration between Summer House Stitchworks, and this one is by Summer House Stitchworks, and Hands-On Design. I'm glad it was on the back because I had a complete brain dump. And so this is my new start. I started it last Monday, and I will work on it every Monday this month. And I'm in love. I love the colors. I decided I'm going to do this on, they had theirs, their recommended fabric was 32 count Friendship Green from Fabrics by Stephanie. And I don't know, in this picture, that does not look green. It looks like a light lavendery blue. So that's what I chose, is Color and Cotton Dried Lavender, and this is a 32 count. And I just have the smallest of starts. But this is what I got done last Monday. I did get a good bit done on the chandelier. I'm just in love. I just love this. I'm excited to do all 4 of them. They have one for each season. I think this one is the summer one because of blueberries. I could be wrong. But I'm loving this. I'm looking forward to working on it again tomorrow. And I'm sorry, everything's just kind of piling up over here because the dog is over here and he's a chewer. He doesn't try to destroy things. He just likes to chew on things. He likes socks. He steals socks every opportunity he gets. He has not chewed on any of my stitching pieces yet. This morning he did as I was taking one of my projects off of the Lowry stand. He decided he wanted to see what the Crime Guard tasted like. We stopped that real fast, which is the next one that I'm going to show you. So now we're at Works in Progress, or WIPs. I only worked, other than those 2 finishes and the new start, I've only worked on 2 other things. This one is the one I've been really focusing on. This is Christmas 2 by Ciro Marchetti, and it is charted by HAED, Heaven and Earth Designs. And this is my full coverage focus piece for the year. My goal is to get at least 4 pages done this year, and I've already completed 2. I just completed 1 last month. And we're only in May, so maybe I'll get more. But this is where it is. I'm working on this now that I've finished November. November was my 100 Stitches a Day project. I've decided for this month, this is going to be my 100 Stitches a Day project. And that's 100 tent stitches because I am doing this tent 2/1 on 25 count, easy grid. But I finished this page last month, and now I'm working on this one, and it's going fairly quickly. As you can see, I've gotten about half of this page done, this top triangle. So that's where it is. But this is the grime guard that he decided he wanted to chew on. And no, you're not allowed to chew on my grime guards. So hopefully that will be the first, last, and only time he'll do that. And then the other piece, this was my January whip goal. One of them was to finish this. Yeah, this is a year-long goal. I might finish this year. I should finish this year. So last year I had completed all of the outer squares from Words to Live By Tiny Modernist. And this is on 32 count chalkboard black. And so all I have left to do is this middle section, which I'll show you a more close up of it. So it's got the sun and the balloon, and this has been kind of good for prompts because there's a lot going on in this one little square, and because it's all one piece, I'm able to use a lot of the other little motifs to help with prompts and my different stitchy groups. So I have been getting some work on it. I do want to get it finished this year. So this is where it is. And as you can see, I'll try and fold this up a little bit better. I've got a lot of this middle section done. I've got the sun and this mountain over here, these two mountains over here. The balloon is done except for the back stitch. I have this banner and then the woods. Well, I guess there's a lot of trees and then this little river creek thing. And then the houses. So not much more. I'm very excited, I think. And then the scroll border on this side and the rest of the scroll border here, because there's a little bit, this little curly Q mirrors itself down here. So I think I can get this done, hopefully in the next couple of months, but definitely by the end of this year. So that's all my stitching. 12 minutes, that's all my stitching, because I didn't work on a lot of pieces, but I did get a lot done. So, plans. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be working on Blueberry and Thyme every Monday. I'm really hoping to get a good bit of progress on that. I thought it would be bigger than it is. I was pleasantly surprised to see that the stitch count ends up making it a small, I believe, based on the way No New Starts figures it out. You add the width and the height and then divide by 2, and I think it's a 94 when you do that, which qualifies it as a small because it's under 100 stitches. So maybe I'll be able to get that done, knocked out in a couple months, and I can put one of the other ones in its place as I keep going. So, and then I have several pieces that have birthdays this month because I have done Mania 2 of the last 3 years. I didn't really do it last year because I was overwhelmed. Kind of overwhelmed this year, which is why I'm not really doing Mania, and I'm doing No New Starts, so I didn't want to start anything. But I do tend to work on projects on their birthday. And so today is Pretty Little San Francisco, and then later this month, I know I have Cardinal in the Snow, which I have not touched at all this year, and I miss it. It's a beautiful piece. It's a full coverage, and I'm still up in the corner background, so it's a little tedious right now. I can't wait till I actually get to the Cardinal, because that's some color. There's a little bit of color in the background. But it's a bunch of pastels and grays, and so I'm looking forward to getting back to it when it has its birthday. And then I'll still be stitching 100 stitches at least a day on Christmas too, so I can knock that one out, or at least try and knock out another page. Probably not this month, maybe by the beginning of June though, like the first part of June. So we'll see. That's my plans. Haul. I do have haul, and I have some stitchy kindness. And excuse me as I reach across and try and pull it all out. So I have, and I didn't open packages, so I'm sorry for those of you wearing earbuds. I have my nest egg from 3 Owl Threads of Weeks Dye Works floss. So there's Merlot. I cannot read this morning, y'all. Oh, there you go. Merlot. Michael's Navy. Monkey Grass, which, there you go, it's that color green. Meredith's Pink, which is a pretty, almost a cream and pink variegated. Mermaid, and I don't know what I want to use this on, but I do want to use that because I love how it goes from like the yellows to the lime green to the blue to the purple, and there's some teal in it. Just beautiful, beautiful colors. Mexicali, which is kind of a peach and tan. I'm not bending all the way over to pick that up. I'll get it when I'm done. Meadow, which is a pretty, pretty like spring green, light green. Merlin. Mocha. And Mimosa. So just pretty, pretty colors. So that's haul, and then this was the only one I did not have of the 4, so I got this. This is Poire et Romarin, Pear and Rosemary. That's what we're going to be calling them. I will try to attempt the French one time, and then for the rest of the time you see it, the French part will be in the description box below, and I'll be saying the English translation. This one is also by Summer House Stitch Works. The 2 from Hands On Design are in my, they're already with my other patterns. And then I have purple, which means it's from Sammy's new online needle workshop. Sammy J from Sammy J Stitches has her own new online needlework shop through Facebook called Tiny Hummingbird Stitchery. And with your order, you get this nice little floss card that has the name of her shop. And then I got Madame Chantilly's Summer, the 3-tier tray. I love these, and I've been meaning to start collecting them. Notice collecting, not stitching, because who knows when I'll start stitching it. And then the swans. I love the fox, but I think the swans right now are my favorite. I need to get the fox. Sorry, he's over there scratching at his leg. So, but I want all the ones that have come out so far. There's only a couple that I'm like, I'm not sure I'd actually stitch that, but I'm still going to get them all because I may change my mind. The bear, I don't know, there's just something about the bear that just looks, I don't know, my idea of a bear is a big fluffy bear, and he's not, he's like a long skinny kind of bear. So maybe that's the only one that just doesn't say, oh, you need to stitch me. I like big fluffy bears because those don't seem quite as scary, even though they probably could do a lot more damage to me. And then I have some Stitchy Kindness. I am in No New Starts, and for one of the, I don't even remember what it was, but I did one of the little challenges, and my name got pulled for to pick something from the little list of prizes. So I chose my first Mill Hill. This is Toy Soldier. I was about to call it Nutcracker because that's what it looks like. So this came in the mail this week, and it's got all the beads and I've never worked on perforated paper. I'll try it. I've never done a Mill Hill. Try that. I want to start doing Mill Hills. I'm just a little afraid of the whole beading thing because I've put some beads on, but not like that. So Any tips, advice for beading? Share. Bring it on. Help me out. And then this is another Stitchy Kindness from my friend Hannah over at Hannah Dowling, Flosstube Friends. And I think this is going to be a round robin of some sort in 2023. But thank you, Hannah. And if you are not watching Hannah, please go over and visit with her because she is a joy. She is so happy and cheerful and just so vibrant. She can't help but make you smile. So I thoroughly suggest that you go check her out. I apologize. I had to pause because I felt a coughing fit coming on. The pollen here has been absolutely crazy, and so my throat has been just dry and scratchy from allergies. So, and it doesn't help. I've been outside a good bit. So now we come to life. The last couple of weeks have been busy. 2 weeks ago, I filmed my floss tube on that Sunday morning, and wow. Since then, it's been a whirlwind. About a couple of hours after I filmed the floss tube and started getting it uploaded, my daughter, who runs track, found out that one of her teammates had been killed early that morning in a drive-by shooting. So that whole week, the team canceled the rest of their meets for that week and just focused on healing and the funeral and all of that. So that was a lot of what normally would have been track meet stuff was just grief and grieving and getting through that. My youngest, that was her last week of soccer games. She's in the 8th grade and on the JV team at the local high school. She was the only 8th grader on the team. Everybody else was 9th, 10th, or 11th grade, and she did phenomenal. She was one of the captains all season. She really stepped into a role as a leader. It was a good experience for her that way. Their team wasn't as successful as she would have liked, but it was still, she learned so many good life skills through that. And then this past week, we got back into the routine of track meets. On Tuesday, it was the region track meet for the schools in this region. And I am a certified official, so I was actually helping officiate the meet. So I didn't get to really see my girls run. My youngest, after she finished soccer, went over to compete with track. She had been competing with track on the weekends, just throwing javelin and running every now and then in different races. But she did run, and I didn't get to see either of her running races. I did get to see her throw javelin because I was one of the javelin officials. I made sure I was not the official that marked their throws because I didn't want anybody to accuse us of cheating, because my older girl also throws javelin. My older girl, of the two who do track. I have 2 older girls. But my 2 youngest run track, and of those, one is older, obviously. She, that older one, she did amazing. She came in first in javelin. She threw a new PR, which, because it was a new PR for her, it was also a new school record, because she just keeps breaking her school records. She won the 1,600 meters, which is approximately a mile. It's 4 times around the track. A mile is 16:09. So, but most people understand miles versus meters. So it was about a mile. She won that, and then so those were on Tuesday. And right before she was about to run the 3,200, it started lightning. And so we had to go in the gym at the school where the meet was being held. Thankfully, it was held at another school here in our hometown, so we didn't have to travel far, thankfully, because I'll get to that part in a minute. So we went in the gym. We hung out there for well over an hour, waiting for either the lightning to stop or a decision to be made on if it didn't stop, what we were going to do. And finally, they decided to hold the rest of the meet on Thursday afternoon. So 48 hours later, we went back to finish the meet. But going back to Tuesday, so after we left the meet, first of all, I had to go out and get all the officiating stuff from Javelin, because when they told us to go in, we just left. The other officials and I just left and went in the gym and left out the measuring tape and the marking pole and all that stuff. So I ran out, got that. It was starting to rain. It was still very much lightning. So we were kind of trying to hurry because metal marking pole, metal measuring tape stuff. Didn't really want to be handling all of that out in the lightning. So I get all that, get in my car, we're going home. We get maybe 2 miles down the road and it starts raining so hard I could not see, and hailing. So I was very glad that we did not have far to go to get home. I felt really bad for the 2 schools that had about an hour and a half drive, because they did have to drive some of that on a bus in that nasty weather. So thankfully everybody got home safe. We went back Thursday. My youngest finished throwing javelin because she had been running during the javelin part, so she had a few more throws to throw. She finished throwing javelin, and then javelin was over. I was able to finish that up before my daughter ran the 3,200, and she ended up doing really, really well in that. Won that, set another personal record for herself and another school record for the school, and actually was named Region Athlete of the Year, Female Region Athlete of the Year. So that was pretty exciting. Then we had one of my older girls who is in college. She had exams during this time, so she was busy back and forth to the school and studying and getting her exams finished. My son, who just started his nursing career, he graduated in December, started working in February. He was under orientation, so he had to work with a mentor for a certain number of weeks. He came off of that last week, and so he is now on his own in the hospital. He's actually working this weekend. This weekend is his weekend on, so I've seen him very, very little. Yesterday was his birthday, and he did have to work it. He worked a 12-hour shift. Actually, it was much longer than that by the time he was able to leave after he got all of the stuff done for yesterday. So we didn't celebrate his birthday till later in the evening than we normally would yesterday. And then today is Mother's Day, and he wished me happy Mother's Day before he left to go for his shift this morning, and I'll see him again tonight. So this is a different year because all of my kids are kind of growing up and becoming their own people, and it's fun. Also, in the last 2 weeks, for those of you who have been with me for a while, I've homeschooled all 5 of my children since they were 3K. My track person, who will be a senior in high school next year, has decided she wants to go to school. She's going to go to the school that she runs for because she feels like that's her school, and so we enrolled her last week. Well, last week we filled out all the paperwork to enroll her for next year. She's not going the rest of this year. That would be pointless. But she'll start next year. So I've never sent a child off to brick and mortar school. I taught in a brick and mortar school for several years before I became a mom. So this will be different. And wish me luck. I'll just have one left at home homeschooling. She'll be a 9th grader, so she's pretty much independent for her schooling anyways, so things are changing. So on that note, let me give you the quote for this week. It says, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream." And that is from Malala Yousafzai. I hope I said that right. I don't think I said her last name right. But that was a good reminder to me that, as the circumstances in my home are changing, the dynamics in my home are changing, I'm not too old to set a new goal or to dream a new dream. So who knows? I don't know what the near future holds for me as far as, with the girls ending their homeschooling time. So I'm ending my homeschooling time. I'll still be homeschooling my youngest, but like I said, she does a lot independently, so it does leave me a lot of freedom to figure out what I want to do. Y'all, I hope y'all are having a wonderful Mother's Day for those of you who are moms. For those of you who have moms, which is everybody, wish her a happy Mother's Day. If she's still with you, my mom passed away 17 years ago. I miss her. I wish she was here for me to tell her happy Mother's Day. But I know she knew I loved her, so. On that note, y'all, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, keep stitching.